Most people treat their finances like a car they never check under the hood. They drive until something breaks, then panic when the repair bill arrives. 2026 won't be different unless you understand something fundamental. You can't fix what you can't see. And right now, most of your money disappears into places you've never actually measured. Pull up your bank statements from the last 3 months. Not to judge yourself, not to feel guilty, to see the truth. That streaming service you forgot about. The delivery fees that somehow doubled. The spontaneous purchases that felt small but added up to hundreds. Your baseline isn't about what you meant to spend. It's about what actually left your account when nobody was watching. This matters because every dollar you spent in 2025 is a vote for your current lifestyle. Add up those votes and you get a clear picture of your priorities, whether you intended them or not. Most people skip this step entirely. They jump straight into ambitious goals without understanding why last year ended the way it did. You're already ahead by simply looking. Here's what changes when you know your baseline. You stop guessing. You stop saying things like, I should probably save more without knowing where the money would even come from. The leaks become visible. So do the wins, the months where you actually stuck to your intentions. This clarity transforms vague hope into specific action. Now let's talk about what actually carries you through an entire year. Motivation dies around January 23rd for most people. The excitement fades. Life gets complicated. Old patterns resurface. This happens because motivation is emotional energy, and emotional energy runs out. What you need instead is structure. Think of it like this. Your willpower is a battery that drains throughout the day. Every decision, every moment of resistance, every choice to do the right thing instead of the easy thing depletes that battery. By evening, it's dead. That's when the takeout order happens. That's when the impulse purchase sneaks through. You didn't fail. Your system failed you. A real financial transformation requires three pillars working together, not motivation holding them up. The first pillar is your income pipeline. Most people think about salary and stop there. But income has layers. Your primary earnings, side opportunities, skills you could monetize, assets that generate passive returns. Understanding your full income picture means seeing every possible stream, not just the one that hits your account every 2 weeks. The second pillar is intelligent spending management. Not restriction, not deprivation, direction. You're already spending money. The question is whether those dollars are building the life you want or just filling time until the next paycheck. Intelligent spending means knowing exactly where your money goes and deciding in advance whether that destination serves you. The third pillar is investment automation. This is where most people stumble because they wait for the perfect moment to start. They wait for more income. They wait until they understand everything. They wait for the market to feel safe. Meanwhile, time passes. The perfect moment never arrives. Automation solves this by removing the decision entirely. The money moves before you can overthink it, before you can redirect it somewhere less important, before motivation has a chance to fade. When these three pillars work in harmony, something shifts. You stop reacting to your finances and start directing them. You're not constantly deciding whether to save or spend. The structure makes those choices for you. What used to require constant discipline now happens automatically, but structure alone isn't enough. The pillars hold up the system, but something else powers it forward. Something that operates below conscious thought, shaping your outcomes whether you notice it or not. That force is habit, the invisible architecture of your daily behavior. Habits decide where your money flows when you're not paying attention. They determine whether you'll still be investing in August when the initial excitement of January has faded completely. Most financial advice treats habits like an afterthought, something to work on after you figure out the strategy. That's backwards. Your strategy only matters if your habits can execute it. Start with environment design. Remove friction from the behaviors you want and add friction to the ones you don't. If you want to invest consistently, automate the transfer so it happens before you see the money. If you want to stop impulse buying, delete shopping apps from your phone. Remove saved payment information from websites. Make the wrong choice inconvenient and the right choice invisible. Then comes trigger awareness. Most spending isn't rational, it's emotional. You're stressed, so you order food. You're bored, so you browse online stores. You feel inadequate, so you buy something that promises to fix that feeling. Once you recognize the emotional trigger, you can interrupt the pattern. Not through willpower, but through substitution. Replace the habit with something that serves the same emotional need, but doesn't drain your account. Another shift worth making is pre-commitment. Decide what each dollar will do before you earn it. When the paycheck arrives, the money already has assignments. This eliminates the mental negotiation that happens every time you consider a purchase. You're not deciding whether you can afford something. You're simply following the plan you already set. These small behavioral adjustments compound faster than you'd expect. Skip one impulse purchase and nothing changes. Skip 50 over the course of a year and you've redirected serious money towards something that actually builds wealth. Once your habits are working with your system instead of against it, you need to know where the money should actually go. Investing in 2026 doesn't require complexity, it requires consistency. Think of your investment strategy as three distinct zones, each serving a different purpose. Zone 1 is safety. This holds your emergency fund and stable assets. It's not designed to grow aggressively. It's designed to protect you when life gets unpredictable. 6 months of expenses sitting in high-yield savings or money market funds. Boring but essential. This zone lets you invest everything else without fear because you know disruptions won't force you to liquidate at the worst possible moment. Zone 2 is growth. This is where you build long-term wealth. Index funds, diversified ETFs, broad market exposure, you're not picking winners. You're capturing the overall expansion of the economy over time. The goal here is simple. Contribute regularly, ignore short-term volatility, and let compounding do its work across decades. Zone 3 is opportunity. This is the smallest portion of your portfolio, reserved for calculated risks. A sector you believe has potential, a specific company you've researched, an emerging market that looks promising. You're not betting everything here, you're staying engaged with active investing without jeopardizing your foundation. Balancing these three zones creates a portfolio that grows in good years and survives difficult ones. Most people fail because they either play it too safe and miss growth or chase returns and get destroyed when volatility hits. The three-zone approach solves both problems. With your habits aligned and your investments structured, there's one more element that determines whether you'll actually execute this plan. It's not strategy. It's not knowledge. It's how you think about time itself. Because the biggest mistake people make isn't choosing the wrong investments. It's quitting right before everything starts working. Most people abandon their plans when results feel too slow. They contribute for 6 months, check their balance, and wonder why they're not rich yet. That impatience costs them everything. Because wealth compounds, and compounding is invisible in the early years. Your first year of consistent investing builds the foundation. Your 5th year starts showing momentum. Your 10th year is where the magic becomes undeniable. But you only reach year 10 if you survive years 1 through 9 without quitting. That's why breaking 2026 into quarterly cycles matters. 12 months feels overwhelming. 90 days feels manageable. Each quarter you reset. Review what worked, adjust what didn't. Confirm your automation is running, then execute for another 3 months. 4 cycles. 4 opportunities to course correct. 4 moments to prove you can stay consistent when it's boring, when nobody's watching, when the results aren't impressive yet. The transformation happens quietly. Not in one dramatic moment, but through 1,000 small decisions that align with the person you're becoming. Someone who knows their baseline. Someone whose system runs without constant intervention. Someone whose habits support their goals automatically. Someone who invests consistently regardless of market noise. That's your blueprint for 2026. Not perfection, not intensity, just persistent execution of a plan that actually works. The structure is simple. The challenge is staying committed when it feels like nothing's happening. Because everything is happening, you just can't see it yet.